Hello YouTube friends, welcome to another segment of Switch the Script, and we'll be covering private property limiting tyranny. Okay, now most of the individuals who have noticed that as more individuals acquire private property, the lesser the government can control you. Now, if you're going to look at a good example, during the pandemic, the Ministry of Health had mandated that you can't enter a public transport if you have not been vaccinated. Now, we all know that our public transport is owned by private individuals, and they can't really force private individuals to discriminate against the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. So there was some individuals who went to court and talked about how that violates personal freedom, where instead of trying to advise or, let's say, encourage the public to get vaccinated, they decide to use force. Now, as many individuals acquire private property, you'll find that it's way easier for those individuals who have the private property to twist the arm of the government when it goes astray. So for an example, like the PSVs in Kenya, you find that every single time when the government mismanages the economy and the price of fuel has gone up, or let's say they set price controls on the matatu industry, you find when the matatu industry decides to strike, it will cause it will be like a political suicide, yeah? So you're finding that people in government don't want to deal with that headache, don't want to deal with the backlash from the public and also private property owners. So they will decide to toe the line, and it's a good measure for tyrannical regimes. So you're finding the issue of people's homes being destroyed. You're finding those individuals, yes, to some degree they were at fault because they didn't even have the title deeds, but it wasn't really fair for their houses to be destroyed in the middle of a pandemic. But if by any chance those individuals had the title deeds, or let's say had pushed for private ownership of those living spaces that they have, then it will have been harder for the government to use its mandate to destroy people's homes so they can build whatever they wanted to build right there. So you're finding when it comes to private property, it has been proven to limit tyrannical policies, or let's say that will push us to a dystopian nightmare. So if you're going to look at another example, like Texas, the state of Texas in the US, 90% of the state is privately owned. So when they want to drill for oil, they can drill for oil. When they want to drill for natural gas, they can do that. So when the federal government wants to limit or to cancel oil licenses in that state, they can't really do it because it's privately owned. And what we should be championing for as a country is to acquire for this much of this country to be privately owned as possible, because you're finding that some individuals are taking advantage of the idle public land and they're just snatching it. When they get into government, they just snatch it and they claim it for themselves. So that's my take when it comes to private property limiting tyranny. If you have any takes, let me know in the comments below. Thank you.